Hey everyone, Meg here from I2 Stamping and welcome to another Friday Flip. The Friday Flip is where we take one project idea and we flip it into something completely different, keeping the parts of the project that we love and changing what we need to make it work for a different type of occasion or with different stamps. So let's dive in by taking a look at our inspiration project. This is it right here. I do not know why I cannot get rid of this card, but I've had it for many, many years. It is the overall layout that I like, not necessarily anything else on it. But I liked having the stamped background peek out from this layer. I liked having a layer that had the color with a little bit of the white showing and then a fun ribbon going across the top. I also liked having the white on white layer popped up. So here we go. This is the inspiration project. Now let's take a minute and go over the supplies that we're going to use. So we're going to use two different stamp sets. Both are from Stampin' Up. One of them is going to be the playful backgrounds and we're going to use the little bubbles right here. And then we're going to be using the Hedgehugs stamp set. So we're going to use this little guy and we're going to use the little mushrooms and then this sentiment right here. All right, so that's what we need as far as stamps. For punches, I'm going to be using a label punch and then a 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch. I've got a Coastal Cabana marker. Coastal Cabana is an old ink color from Stampin' Up that they're bringing back and I'm very excited. I can't wait to use it. So then we have our two ink pads, Coastal Cabana and Soft Suede. And then some coordinating ribbon. I'm going with the Flirty Flamingo, but I'm going to show you how it doesn't just have to be that color. You can pick out whatever ribbon in your stash works for you. I've got my 10-second bow maker and then we have our cardstock. So I have a piece of Whisper White that's going to be 1 3/4 by 3 inches. And then I also have a scrap. Then I have a scrap of some soft suede and then some Coastal Cabana that's going to be 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. I have 2 pieces of Whisper White that are 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then I have 1 piece of Flirty Flamingo that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So I'm going to get all this moved out of the way and we're going to start with our stamping. We're going to start with my 2 biggest pieces of Whisper White. They're both going to be the 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I have the cute little mushrooms and some soft suede ink. Just going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp it in just the lower left-hand corner of one of these pieces. If you want to continue this all the way across the bottom as a border, go for it. I just wanted one set. So that's all we need to do on that piece. And then on this piece, I'm going to bring in my Coastal Cabana and it's just going to act as my guide so that I know where I want to stamp my circles coming out from behind it. I'm still going with my soft suede, and I know that I want it right about here, so I'm going to stamp. I'm going to put this back in place and stamp. I love these circles. They're so much fun. Okay, so now we're going to move on, and we're going to our measured piece of white cardstock. So this is the one that's 1 3/4 by 3 inches. I am going to use my Stamp-A-Majig because I want to make sure that I get him in the right spot. I love my Stamp-A-Majig, even with the Stamparatus coming out. When it comes to just making one card, I will be sticking with my Stamp-A-Majig. Love it, love it. So, cute little hedgehog going in place right now. He's so cute. Look at that. I love him. All right, and now we are ready to change ink pads. We're going to move over to the Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to go to my extra piece of white cardstock. I have my little sentiment. It says, sending hedgehugs your way. Ta-da! Doesn't even matter that I stamped it upside down because we're going to be punching it out. So now that all of our stamping is done, we're going to go in and do some coloring. Now, I will tell you that if I could find my Flirty Flamingo marker, I would absolutely use it for the flower. I can't find it. Ever been like that? I know that it is in a safe place. So, doesn't matter though. I'm going to go ahead and use my Coastal Cabana one. It's going to be super cute. We can have blue flowers, not a problem. And then we're going to take that Coastal Cabana and I am going to just kind of outline and mimic that grass a little bit just to bring some color to it. So I'm just doing little zigzag lines underneath the ones that are already there. You can fill in any gaps that you want also. Not much, it just adds a little bit of color to your card. All right, so now we're ready to actually start building it out. This is my favorite part. So I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo card base and I'm going to put my cute little mushrooms on the inside. And so now we've incorporated, by having that Coastal Cabana, we've incorporated all of our colors on the inside of our card. Now let's go ahead and turn to the front. We're gonna go ahead and put our circles in place. And then we're ready to build out our top layer. So we need to do our punching. I'm gonna use my little scallop circle punch and punch this out. So we have that. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch out one of these labels. Now this label is gonna be way too long, and that's okay, we can fix that. So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut it in half. Doesn't have to be exactly in half. Now I'm gonna take my adhesive. I'm gonna put this in place, going across the middle. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with this piece. Well, it helps if you get adhesive on there. This way I can make sure that it's going straight across, because I can barely see through that white cardstock enough to know that it's in a straight line. Now we've got some extra bulk on here because we do have double layers of cardstock, right? That's not a problem. I'm going to take some mini dimensionals. If I had used full-size dimensionals, I needed to cut it in half. What we're trying to do with that dimensional is overcome that poof of the double cardstock behind. We're ready to add our hedgehog to our coastal cabana layer. I'm going to put him up towards the top, leaving about 1/8 of an inch on all sides except for the bottom. So with that step done, it's time to play with our ribbon. I'm going to use a retired ribbon. This is a Flirty Flamingo one. It is a ruffly one that I stocked up on years ago before it retired, or I guess a year ago before it retired. However, I just wanted something that matched my card base. I'm a ribbon junkie, so I always have a stash of it around. I'm going to show you, you don't have to have something that matches your card base. This is just a simple whisper white ribbon, and it looks super cute with it, so don't feel like you have to go with a colored ribbon. Use whatever you have. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to stretch it out, go across and just give it a trim with my ribbon scissors. Then I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to put a glue dot in the middle. So then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to gather it like so. Then we're ready to add a glue dot to each end. Take this and I'm just gonna wrap it around to the back side, making sure my little gathered section is as close to the middle as possible. Kind of eyeballing it. Okay, now we can go ahead and put this onto our card base. I am just gonna use regular adhesive. If you want yours to be really poofy, go for some more dimensionals, but remember we've got our little dimensionals coming up here in just a bit. We're gonna take him and put him in the center right there. Looking cute so far. All right, we've got the 10-second bow maker. I'm gonna make a bow with 2 holes in the middle, in between my dowels. When you get the 10-second bow maker, it comes with access to videos that walk you through how to do all kinds of bows. So don't worry about how fast I'm going. I go much slower in the training videos. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull that off and we have our perfect little bow. Take my ribbon scissors, give it a trim, give it a trim. So now we're going to talk about why I put that glue dot in the middle. I don't like it when I have ribbon like this and then a gathered bow stuck behind it, because then you can see all of that and then you know it really wasn't tied around there. However, if we crimp it up first with a glue dot, and now we take this, kiss that on there and pull it off and put that right in place, then it's like magic. So I love doing that on my projects where I add a bow. Now I'm going to remove my little mini dimensional backings. And we're going to add this to our card. Ta-da! So let's bring in our inspiration card and see how we did. Here it is. Remember this from way back when? All right, so the first thing that I did is I changed the orientation of it, but I kept having a layer that had a smaller piece of white on top, and I kept that little added white on white. I just added a little bit of a brown banner behind it to make it pop a little bit more. We have our fun ribbon going around it and our circles. to help frame that out. And then on the inside, we added our cute little mushrooms, and this one was completely blank. So there we have it, another Friday flip in the books. Now, if you like the Friday flip and you want to see more like it, please be sure to like this video and also be sure to share it with your friends. Again, I'm Meg from I Teach Stamping. For more crafting inspiration, go on over to iteachstamping.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.